Hi guys, I'm going to show you a walk around on the Attitude that we're going to deliver tomorrow or Thursday. So at this corner, pass-through storage. Your batteries are up on the front here, tied down. You've got two full propane tanks. Cord holding them. Inside is a diverter. You can use left tank or right tank. It'll turn green when which one you use. There's a little diverter that you turn. Power tongue jack, retreat, extend, and a light out front here. This is pretty good. This is a battery disconnect switch. So if you're going to not need power, you can push that off and it will save the batteries. Although there is solar pumping on the roof at all times. So with the solar, it's not as important with the battery disconnect switch, but if you're going to store it for a long time and know you're not going to use it, you could go ahead and shut it down. In this door is your onboard generator. You can access in here, check your oil, air filter. There is a remote start here. I'll start it from inside the coach. You wouldn't normally start it out here. So on both ends, you have stabilizer jacks. It's important to note, it's a stabilizer jack. It's not a leveling jack. So you'll want the coach pretty much level and then stabilize it with these. So these are on both ends. Of course, exhaust for the generator. Come down here, there's an outside shower. You can pull this out, turn it on. It'll work with city water or if the water pump is on inside of the tank. One of these mini keys fits it. This is the back side of your water heater. It's an on-demand tankless water heater. And the on buttons and stuff are inside. So just be aware that there is exhaust coming out. Don't block it. Same with this. This is the back side of your furnace. Another exhaust port. So you have your main power cord. It's inside of this box. You can pull the cord through this and plug it in and then lock it up. Keep it secure. So to fill the holding tanks, to be out on the desert and have water, you fill it here. If you're at a site that has water, you can hook up a hose on this and it'll automatically pump through the coach. So fresh water, holding tank, city water connection, go flush through. When you go to dump, you get your sewer hoses on, you pull your valves, and then you hook a hose up here, and this is a jetted port that'll spray out your black tank. So it's a sewer flush line. You see down here, there's a drain outlet for your water holding tank, and it's down below. Big white thing with a knob. So this is where you add your unleaded fuel. The generator runs off of gasoline. The gasoline also will come out of this so you can fill your machine with gasoline. So you pull this out. It's ironic, but I believe how this works is you push and hold the off button and it'll light it up, and then the on button. So to turn it on, you push and hold the off button. Wouldn't you know? I'm just going to push and hold this off and it'll shut it down. There's a fuel gauge here. We don't ship them or sell them full of gas. There's just a little in so that we could test the generator. This locks up, of course. Here's your other stabilizing jack. So this is a ladder to get on the roof. Do you want to climb up there and just give them a pan of the roof? There's a solar panel and back here's your loading ramp. Comes down. This is for the patio feature, so you can just hang out here. If you want to load, of course you take these off, let it go down to the ground, and then when we go inside I'll play around with the furniture a little bit and show you how that works. You want to make sure these cables go inside. So you have loading lights off the back, you've got exterior lights off the front, you've got a light on the awning, you have speakers to rock out, you have 110 outlets here to plug stuff in. That will work if the trailer's plugged in or if the generator's running. You have a main board up here. I've turned all the interior lights on with this switch. So you've got a water pump. When your holding tank is full of water, you turn this on. It'll pressurize the system. Your faucet, your toilet, your outside shower will all work. You have a water heater, and you turn it on electric or gas. So if you're plugged in, you'll want to use the electric. If you're boondocking, you can use the gas. So this portion shows your tank levels. You can just push, you get a reading, you get a battery reading. So that's how you can check your system. So this is these are all identified: light bar, awning light, curbside flood, rear flood, roadside flood, underglow. So it's all pretty self-explanatory. And then you've got a Bluetooth Rockford Fosgate stereo here that you can pair to a phone or whatever you want to do. Coming around here, you have your refrigerator. So it's gas or electric. It'll run on 110 or on gas with 12 volt. So you turn the refrigerator on. If it's on auto, it will detect if there's 110. If there's not, it'll switch to gas. If you know you're just going to be on gas, you switch it to gas. Make sure your gas valves are turned on, and it'll turn on. If you get a flashing, you'll want to reset it, and it should turn back off. So super easy, on, off. Got a gas stove and what do I call that? Oven. So you've got a microwave, you've got a range hood and fan. You've got light switches all throughout. You've got 110 outlets. Down here is kind of important. You have your generator. So I'm going to go ahead. So you push and hold this button. That shows it's primed. And then push the start. Now you've got 110 power. It'll convert into the trailer. So when you have inverter, you can run on battery only and it'll invert with this inverter, and you can run a coffee pot or a couple things over here by the fridge. If your power's on 110, you want the inverter off. So if your generator's running or you're plugged in, you won't use the inverter. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, the generator's not running, and you're not plugged in, you can turn this inverter on and you can get power to the kitchen outlets to run you a pot of coffee or something without running the generator. So this is a switch on and off for the battery charger. Charger must be off when inverter is on. Here is your tankless water heater. So you turn it on and you set your temperature and it'll automatically do. So it's on demand, so it might take a moment for you to get your hot water to the sink or the shower. Coming around, so we're going to look at the cargo bay a little bit. The trailer's slid out now, so if you were to load your machine, you're going to move your couches or your captain's chairs. You're going to take your table I've set it up here. You've got all the legs, you've got all the tables, you've got the ladder for the bunk bed. So I'm going to complete this. So these work as a bed or a couch, as you can see. All you have to do is lift and push. Now you're in a position to lift the stuff out of the way so you can load your side-by-side. When you do that over here, up and down electric bed. So I'm going to go ahead and go up with it. So you see there's a gap here. It's for when you have the tables in place. If you want it to be a bed, if you hold your mouth right and lift, it'll slide together. So both of those do that. So there's a in position that makes these firm, or an out position that you use to have the tables. Okay, that's in the complete and up position. So of course these legs will kick out of the way. Depending on the size of the unit you're loading, these beds can stay like this. If you have a height issue, these beds, if you'll come here, there's 4 pins. You pull those, you lift the structure, and it'll swing down and go against the wall, so it'll give you more height and less width. So there's 2 positions on these. 2 pins per lift, and it'll pivot out of its thing and go against the wall. And then you can load a taller unit in it. In here is your first go-to. So you have circuit breakers and fuses. If something stops working, this is where you'd want to check. You've got a CO detector. So while we're in the back here, you see now that the generator's still running. You have power to the microwave. The microwave will work with the generator or plugged into power. I'm going to go ahead and slide the slide-in. Oh, so one thing. So to load this with your unit, slide in out, and then you come in here, tie it down, and then you slide the slide in. This feature is if your unit's wide, you lift this and pin it up, and it'll give you total clearance to this wheel well for your width of your unit. So now we've come to the thermostat. So you hit mode, you have fan, you have air conditioning, you have furnace. Set it to which one you want, set the temperature, and it'll run just like your house. Just have to choose furnace, air conditioning, fan. 3 modes. 4 modes because there's off. Can they see that? So the generator's running. I set it on cool. The air conditioner just kicked on and it'll stay on until it gets to 60 degrees. Change the mode to furnace and it'll do the same thing. It'll automatically run the furnace. Got light switches everywhere. Got a TV up here. Got a nice bathroom. And then a nice bedroom. It's got access to mount a TV on this wall, but only one TV comes with it. Hopefully that gives you a good head start, and I'm available if you will need to call with any questions. Thank you. Started the video with the awning out, so take a peek. When this tab drops, you're all the way out, and then on this main board is just a button that brings the awning in. So it's just push button, it'll roll itself back in. Awnings are user beware. That don't leave for the afternoon if there's any possibility of wind. In fact, I never leave mine unattended, as you might want to get a wind gust. If you're out gone for the afternoon and a big windstorm comes through, you might come back with it ripped off. Got tons of cool lighting, so play with it. Thanks again.